Welcome back to Beyond the Classroom. Again, this week we are in Laramie speaking with Jessica Ford, and today we are going to talk about English as a second language, ESL. So, Jess, can you talk to us about the ESL program at LCCC? Who is it designed to serve?
Yeah. So our English as a second language program is actually designed to serve anybody 16 years old and up. As long as you are 16 and over and a non native English speaker, and you are here on specific types of visas, there are not many we can't take. Mostly F2 is what we see in Laramie. But if you are an F1 visa or you're here to do something for work where your English has been determined to be high level, then we can't serve you. However, if you're here for other reasons, then we can definitely serve you.
And is we can't serve you because of funding reasons, or what's the
So,
limitation there?
because of our grants that we have specific federal and state regulations on who we can actually accept into the program. But as long as you have a current visa, green card, anything like that, we can serve you. Um, we can't take certain types of visas, and there are so many different visas. We can take most of them.
See a lot of the H-1Bs in
Oh,
the news today. So, yep,
yeah,
that just speaks to the number, and you're talking about the F1s, the F2s.
yeah,
Numbers and letters that don't mean anything to most people, but for those who are affected by it, I'm sure it means a lot.
it does.
So, Wyoming, everybody thinks of us as a cowboy state. We're out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yep.
What makes ESL so important to folks here in Wyoming?
Well, it's important for people to work on their English as a second language for a lot of personal, professional, and community goals that they may have. A lot of people want to become citizens, and so they're working on that. But also, outside of that, a lot of our students want to go on to college in the United States. Some of them want to finish their high school equivalency certificate. And a lot of our students come to us with advanced degrees from other countries, and they just want to be able to do, something here that is either in conjunction with what they have already, or they want to try something completely new. And we help them to be able to participate not only in moving forward with the potential of going to college, maybe moving forward towards getting citizenship, but also towards moving forward with community goals like being able to work with their children at school and working with other adults within the community and becoming part of the community.
Okay. Yep. And growing up in Miami, I saw quite a few folks who English was not their first
Yep.
language. And so I remember a lot of students going through ESL in high school.
Yes.
So, yeah, I can see it, and obviously, it's a trend that continues throughout the US. I went to school way back in the '80s, and it's still going on.
Yep.
So, let's say we've got a student who wants to come into the program. What does that intake process look like, and how individualized is it?
Right. So when a student first comes into the program, um, a lot of times people walk in, and if they can catch me, I'll register them there. And then if they are ready to do so, but basically, you make an appointment with us we're called the Teaching and Learning Center for the Laramie Adult Education Program. And you would make an appointment with myself or one of the assistants or one of the instructors. You would come in, you do paperwork, you let us make a copy of your visa or whatever legal documents you have. And then after you do that, we have you take something called the Test of Adult Basic Education, Class E. And that is a test that looks at speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And it gives our instructors an idea of where our students are coming from when they come into the program based on test scores, conversation, and other parts that we're really good at recognizing. Then we fit people into the 3 different levels that we have for English as a second language. So here on the Laramie campus, we have beginning, intermediate, and advanced ESL classes. So we always allow our students to not only do the level they're at, but if they want to do the level below, we let them do that as well if they want to have more integration into the English language and culture.
So not everybody starts with See Spot Run and the Dick and Jane
Oh,
books?
no, definitely not.
Good. So is it all classroom based or are there other activities and
Yeah, so actually, something that our students really enjoy to do is go on field trips. So, as long as our students can meet an instructor at a location, our instructors are happy to set up field trips. We actually had our beginning and intermediate ESL instructor take students to the Geological Museum for a tour this past week and I believe had 14 students show up for it.
wow,
They all met there, but they got a tour of the Geological Museum and they all got to work together and they had a lot of fun. Some other things that we have done in the past are go to the planetarium. We try to introduce students to things like the territorial prison, um, the big catch is everybody has to meet there. If we can't transport the students, but we can meet there. And then the other thing that they might do is go to a coffee shop and order a coffee, just practice their English language and interactions in situations that might be uncomfortable. So those are things that we do as well.
very cool, yeah. I Jamie, who's, been on the show, he and I are both Cubs fans, and we have a pitcher from Japan, Shota Imanaga, and Shota practices his English by going to Starbucks and ordering coffee. His name is Mike. So much easier to write on the cup than Shota.
Yep.
So,
Well, and something I think is really important about these English as a second language classes is we have such a diverse group of students here in Laramie because we do have University of Wyoming, we have Wyotech, and then we have the branch campus of LCCC. So we have a lot of people from a lot of different countries, and everybody gets together, works together, and creates a community even outside of here. A lot of our students spend time together personally as well.
little bitty Laramie has just so many different things to offer.
Yes,
I mean, you talk about Geologic Museum, you talk about the planetarium. Who'd have thought all of that existed in this little town of 30,000 people?
right.
So,
Yep.
it's very cool. All right. So with ESL, can you talk to me a little bit about the cultural and career prep that goes into some of this?
Yeah, so actually, for our students, there is a lot of cultural parts to our classes, but we also have a lot of other pieces as well. So, for example, with the career pathway side of things, we actually do a lot with college and career readiness. We actually have we do the ONET with advanced ESL students. So that's an online career interest inventory. We do career mapping with them. We look at things they might be interested in that they never thought of before. Even if they are coming at us as a doctor from their country, they might realize they might be really excited about something else. And then we have them create resumes and create cover letters. We we even bring people from Trio in and things like that to try and make sure that they have access to other pieces. Um, and then we do bring people within the college in to talk to our students as well and introduce them to college and what they might need to do to become a student and things like that.
Yeah, I know. I met a lady at the ESL program down in Cheyenne who's from South America, and she's an architect there, but looking to reinvent herself now that she's in the States. And so I think it's really cool that not only are those folks coming here and embracing the culture and the language, but they're looking for a fresh start and something else they can do with those lives. I think that's really neat.
Yeah, and I think with the in programs like this, students get a lot of critical thinking skills in English, a lot of financial literacy, a lot of some of those things that I think we take for granted. I think they get chances to learn about within their classrooms, and so we try to really introduce people to communicating with different people and teamwork and working together and just becoming really a community setting.
Very cool. So a lot of these folks have families. Is this Monday through Friday, 8 to 5? What how long are they here? How do they fit this into their lives, or how does this fit into their lives rather?
Yeah, so we are pretty limited on how many hours we can offer within a week, but that said, we do run a pretty robust ESL program in Laramie. One of the things that we do have set schedules. So we do run most of our classes in the afternoon or early evening. We find that with beginning ESL, running it from 4 to 6 allows more students to be able to come. And then we do work around if you have to pick a child up at 3. I am no stranger to that. So if you have something like that, our instructors are very flexible about making sure you leave on time to be able to do what you need to do. But also, our instructors are open to setting up a one on one instructional meeting with a student if they need some extra support or extra help. And then also, we are very open to if there's any community needs, students need, they can come to us as well. And we try to find places to send them and get them help they may need or fun they may need or whatever it is. But yeah, we try to be as flexible as we can. We have had students who, for different reasons, may have to miss a month of school.
Wow.
And so the instructor might be able to figure out how to get a Teams going or something where they can actually call in and be a part of class as well.
Mm. So, kind of along the lines of what I was thinking for the next question, talking about resources. For those of us in the general public, right, we have things like Rosetta and Duolingo and all these different apps that are getting offered to us, new ones almost every day, it feels like. What kind of resources are available to these students besides just sitting in the classroom or going on field trips?
Right. So, as far as what we have to offer here on campus, our instructors can send work home, can give them suggestions of places to look. Of course, we always encourage using Khan Academy because it is a free resource. Um, we also do use the Oxford Picture Dictionary within our classrooms, and we do let students borrow things if they want to, but that is a really helpful resource because we have translations of it in so many different languages, and it's something that they can work in class or outside of class, and they can show what they've been working on as well. Um, yeah.
Yep. So we've touched on this a little bit. So beyond ESL and beyond just learning to speak English, what kind of resources or what kind of help do we offer folks to better integrate into the community, find jobs, those things like that? Do we offer those kinds of resources?
We do. So if we have a student who is able at this point to work in the United States, then we definitely can help guide them towards even becoming part of WIOA, the Wyoming Innovation Opportunity Act through Department of Workforce Service. Actually, we can connect them with Department of Workforce, and they have a lot of ability over there to help people with going to college and helping to pay for it, or working with them on finding a job and parts like that. That mostly works for our high school equivalency and adult secondary ed people, but sometimes we do have ESL students who are able to go through different programs. We also offer some different non-credit classes, such as phlebotomy. So, if a student is able to work within the United States and they're interested in becoming a phlebotomist, we have grant money to pay for that um,
Fantastic.
through the ARPA grant.
Okay.
And we do have a student, I believe, who's going through the CNA class this year, one of our ESL students who is actually getting paid through a different grant through outreach.
Very
Through
cool.
Jamie.
Yeah. So, talked about it before. I love success stories. Do you have a success story or two that you might want to share?
Yeah, we actually have a student who was getting almost aged out at the high school, who was an English as a second language learner. So one of the school counselors here in Laramie reached out to me and said, "Hey, I have this student for you. He's great. Do you think that you guys could put him through your ESL program so that he can get prepared enough that he could take the high set eventually?" So right now, he's been with us for over a year and his English is getting a lot better. He's working towards getting into the high set program. Once he does that, the plan is to get him into the RISE program.
Mm.
And the RISE program actually stands for Reaching Youth Who Seek Excellence. It is a collaboration between the Laramie Campus Adult Ed program and the Department of Workforce in Laramie. And basically, it can pay an incentive of $7.25 an hour for a student just to attend high set classes.
Getting paid to go to
Mm.
school. Wow. Not only is it free, you're paying me to come to school.
Yeah. So that's the goal. We're still in the process with him. Another one that I really like. So I hired an assistant um, over a year and a half ago who actually was one of our ESL students, but she'd gone from being a beginning ESL student and over time got into advanced ESL, and ended up being very advanced. And then she was like, "I would love to work here." And we had a job open up. So she actually applied for the job and she ended up being an assistant with us for quite a while. And that year, this was last fiscal year, she actually won Student of the Year for the state of Wyoming.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Wow. D
Yeah. Then she moved to Long Beach and left us.
Uh-oh. See? You come through the program, you can go move somewhere else if you don't like Wyoming. So, but we'd much prefer you to stay, so please.
Yeah, come to the state.
That's okay. It's everywhere is not for everyone, right?
Yep.
All right. So if you've got a student who is out there listening and they're interested in coming through the ESL program, how do they go about getting into the program?
So to get into the program, you would need to set up an appointment with myself or through the Teaching and Learning Center. Um, to call the Teaching and Learning Center Adult Education Program, the phone number is 307-772-4289. Or if you want to reach out to me and set up an appointment, my phone number is 307-772-4257. And I am Jessica Ford. I run the adult education program for the Laramie campus.
Fantastic. So anything else you'd like our folks to know about ESL and its benefits, offerings, etc.? Is there anything else you'd like to
Um,
know?
I would just say that it is a really good class, really good series of classes that help you reach goals for not only college education, also to get you out there into a career, but it's also really good just to get into the community and to get embedded into the community and find out what this community has to offer.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Beyond the Classroom. Thanks for joining me again today, Jess. And until next time, Remember to like and subscribe. See you later.
I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow. I want tomorrow today.